In today's episode of the Pathwing Presents podcast, I have a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Jen Kintzler, and she's hailing over from the folks over at POWR. And POWR allows you to create beautiful website apps to collect ultimately leads, to have more sales and create just an overall great experience. It's used by tons of websites, and you can see many reviews on their G2 profile, for example. And today we want to really deep dive into what POWR is all about, how it helps folks to have great experiences on the website, but also how people are thinking about how they're thinking about growth over at POWR. So Jen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, Jen. So maybe give us a brief overview. What would you say is POWR all about in your own words?
Yeah, POWR is about helping small businesses grow online. Though our main target is for customers who don't have an IT background, but want to have the control of their own website. So that way they don't have to rely on another company or a whole IT department to make their website successful.
That makes a lot of sense. It's very succinct. What types of business should we envision there when we're talking about that?
Yeah, basically any small to medium-sized business that needs a website, which nowadays is really all industries.
Makes sense. Now, and would you consider that typically the business owner? Would you say it's marketers leveraging the tool, web designers? Like who's the power user of POWR?
Yeah. So as we can imagine, all small businesses are different, and depending on the industry, depending on the profile of the customers, it really does depend. We know each employee in a small to medium-sized business wears many hats. So typically, the customers that we do interact with tend to be a sales or marketing person within that industry, but oftentimes it's an operational person. Of course, website designers and agencies use POWR for customers that they build their websites for. But within the small businesses that we work with, we really work with a variety of customers, really anyone who has a business need, such as needing to add a pop-up to their website to collect leads, or needing to add a form to add a place for customers to contact them. Anyone that's in charge of trying to grow their business online is who we're after with POWR.
Gotcha. That makes a whole lot of sense. Now, what would you say? How do these guys learn about you, right? I mean, the web is full of advices for small, medium businesses. How do they, find POWR? Like, what's their journey? What are the channels you guys leverage?
Yeah. So our main acquisition channel at the moment is through the app marketplaces on website platforms. So such as like Shopify and Wix. A lot of our customers build their websites on those platforms. So if they needed to add, for instance, a countdown timer to create urgency on their website, they would go over to those app marketplaces, search countdown timer, read profiles, find POWR's advertisement there, and then hop over to our website and purchase it. That is at the current moment our largest acquisition channel. As we also have invested heavily in SEO, we get featured in mini blogs for our excellent product. But yeah, as you could say, getting noticed for small businesses on the web is very difficult, but POWR has done an excellent job trying to find the niches of where our customers need us.
It makes sense. I mean, Shopify and Wix are obviously the powerhouses. Is there some, marketplaces that you're excited about as a marketer that are maybe, maybe a bit less known marketers?
Yes. So BigCommerce is a lot smaller of a website building platform than a lot of, like for instance, as Shopify or Wix, but their customer support is excellent. They don't have partnerships with a lot of companies, but the partnerships that they do have are very strong, and they're very invested in each one of their businesses.
Awesome. Is there anything that you could give marketers as an advice that want to, grow throughout or through those marketplaces? Is there something that you've learned that actually you think is quite important, but maybe overlooked?
I think constant testing, never really staying stagnant. Just because something worked last week doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work this week. I think anyone who has been in business after 2020 has realized that everything is changing and everything is changing constantly. And just being complacent of how something has worked before doesn't mean that you're going to keep growing or succeeding. We really rely heavily on A/B testing, whether it's just a keyword change from start here to try this. We A/B test consistently to see which one is going to work, which one resonates with our customers the most. So yeah, constant testing and trying out new things.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, what role would you say does the website then play for your own case? I mean, it's quite interesting considering you're helping so many companies to optimize the website. Like, what role does the website play for POWR?
Yeah, it actually very much depends on our acquisition channel. So if we are found through the app marketplaces, our website is actually the end of their journey. They have already looked through their listings, they have already looked through the reviews, so they have not even gone to our website yet. And then they have decided on our product before they've even visited us, mostly, if they found us through the app marketplace. However, if they find us through SEO, it is their first stop, their first introduction, in a sense, to us is the website. So we have to play a very intricate balance of bringing in our customers at the end and giving them all the information because they've already made the decision, and also supplying them the information because it could be the start of their journey.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, is there something that you've learned as a marketer to optimize the journey on the website in itself? Of course, I'm assuming you guys leveraging POWR quite a bit in itself to do that.
Yes, it does. What we have learned consistently is to always be talking to our customers. The experience that they needed 2 years ago versus the customer experience that they need today is vastly different. And we are constantly reaching out to them, trying to give them the information that they need while also creating a beautiful experience. And as we know, an aesthetically pleasing website and an informative website, that's a very difficult balance to obtain. So we work tirelessly. We recently redone our homepage from our beautiful UX UI designers to try to provide that delicate balance of giving them all the information they need, but still being beautiful. And that is definitely something that we work hard to try to solve that problem for ourselves, but we also try to help solve that problem for our customers by providing them apps such as like FAQs to make them be able to collapse and share information, photo galleries to display information pretty, or testimonial sliders to be able to go through a lot of their testimonies that they receive, reviews from their own customers. So we have that same challenge that our customers face with our own websites every day.
That makes sense. Very cool. I would love to switch gears a little bit and talk a little bit about sort of your daily, work as a marketer. What are sort of the topics and the themes that you're working on a daily basis at the moment?
Yeah, so we have a new product that we have recently launched called POWR 1. POWR has over 60 website apps that you can use on your own website, depending on whichever need you are. So you can purchase a forum for us, you can purchase a countdown timer, you can purchase photo gallery, which is wonderful. Our new product, POWR 1, seamlessly pulls all of that together. So that way, instead of just using one of our apps, you can have all of them integrated. So where you can easily share using your same color themes, your same templates, your same overall design and theme amongst multiple apps. So that is where we have mainly been focusing on. And we've been growing, trying out new Google ads, trying out new sales acquisition channels, and of course, the redesign of our website and our product in general. That has been a main focus for the past year of the company.
Very cool. Now, one thing that is important for websites, of course, cookies, right? And they're going through a major evolution, and third-party cookies are going to be gone. Like, how do you guys talk? Do you hear marketers? Do you hear your users talking about cookies and the third-party cookies going out of the browser? Like, is that already a topic that small medium businesses work with? Is that something that you guys going to be educating them on? Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it is difficult because, as we know, we work with small to medium-sized businesses, and most of these small to medium-sized businesses don't have IT departments. So when they're looking on their websites, cookies can be such a foreign concept to them, and they might not even completely understand it. So we do help and try to provide that information. We, of course, provide all of the security for them that they would need to be able to share this information. But we do have pop-up templates for them to be able to accept and understand this. But we also have our own ends on our side that we have to make sure that we are compliant with all of this new information. So we do try to communicate with our customers the difficulties of working with these cookies, but we also know that we don't want to inundate them with too much knowledge when we can just help provide that information without making it difficult for them to understand.
Makes sense. Very cool. Got some rapid fire questions to wrap it up for today. Are you ready for those?
Yes.
Very good. What is the last book you read?
Oh gosh, the last book I read was what was it called? I can't remember the author's name, but it was The Startup's Wife.
Mm-hmm. What's the one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
Our new product, POWR 1, launching it to make sure that small to medium-sized businesses have all of the tools in front of them to succeed without having to go to a million different places for their apps.
If there would be no boundaries in tech, what's the one thing that you would fix for your role as a marketer today?
I would say having to only go to one-stop shop to gather all of my customers' data that I need.
Mm-hmm. And if you could snap a finger, and basically you could get one task off your plate as a marketer, it might be one that is annoying, one that's repetitive, one that you have to do a lot. What's the one task that you would give away happily?
That is a good question. I would say having to be constantly up to date on news, and not just like not just like marketing news, because if you're not constantly up to date on it, you're behind.
Yep, that makes complete sense. Very cool. Very last question. If today would be your very first day joining POWR, what's the one advice you would give yourself?
Never stop learning. Doesn't matter how many, whether you're a new employee, you've been there for 20 years, everyone should be constantly learning, and you should all be in the same boat learning new things together.
Cool. Jen, I really appreciate that you gave us, a quick insight into the world of POWR. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed today about POWR, what's the one thing people should remember?
POWR provides easy, affordable, customizable solutions to help small businesses grow online. POWR is just there to help small companies do what they do best, which is grow their business and help meet their customers' needs by giving them the tools to do it themselves.
Thanks for being a guest on Pathway Presents, Jen.
Thank you so much.